It's an interesting case. Each one of you claimed that the other committed a theft and bank fraud. Your last name is?
Martin.
You're 17, Mr. Martin?
I just turned 18 last Wednesday.
So you're no longer a minor?
No.
And you're his?
His grandmother.
You don't have to stand up there. You can sit down. You're a witness. He's 18. Now, you worked for Mr. Doherty last summer.
Correct.
For how long?
Approximately about the whole summer.
Is this the first time you worked for him?
Yes.
How did you get the job?
At the time, I was just moving with my grandmother, had a previous couple of jobs during the summer. I was outside washing cars, and I met
Why did you move in with your grandmother?
Me and my mom had moved to Virginia because it was cheaper to live at the time. So I had moved down to my grandmother before my mom had moved everything to Virginia.
Did you move back home with your mother?
No, I am with my grandmother now.
What kind of business does Mr. Doherty have?
Landscaping.
Before this summer, you had not met him?
No.
Mr. Doherty, how long have you been in business?
Say 7 or 8 years.
How many employees do you have full-time?
Probably around 2 or 3.
Including workers like Mr. Martin, who is part-time?
Yes.
How many full-time workers do you have?
1.
And you pay all your workers by check?
Check and cash, ma'am.
Did you ever pay Mr. Martin in cash?
Yes.
How often did you pay him in cash during the summer?
It varied. Sometimes it was every week, sometimes every other day. We try to do it as fast as possible, because I understand cost of living, everything, you need money. So it varied.
Well, what was he supposed to make a day or an hour?
You get paid by the job, which means if we complete a job, he'll get paid for that job. Sometimes we held on to it longer because the customer has to pay me in order for me to pay them.
Is that how it worked, Mr. Martin?
Sometimes.
So sometimes you got paid in cash and sometimes by check?
Correct. Towards the end is where we were receiving checks from customers and the bank would be closed. So he would sign over the check to me and I would deposit it. It would be no more than $100 sometimes.
So he would sign over the check from the customer directly to you?
Yes, but then...
And you would deposit it and take out the cash?
Correct.
How often did that happen?
Towards the end, about almost every job.
So in almost every job, you were given a third-party check that you would deposit in an account. Was this account just your account, or was it yours and your grandmother's account?
It was me and my grandmother's account.
Whose money was in the account?
Mine.
None of your grandmother's?
None.
And you claim that Mr. Doherty had your PIN number and your account, and that he fraudulently deposited his checks into your ATM and took the cash back from the ATM.
Yes, correct. I also have copies of the checks with him fraudulently signing my signature.
I'd like to see them.
One of the...
Shh. These are all different signatures on the back.
Correct. Only one of them, which was the amount of $350, was my handwriting. If you look on the back of the checks, some of them, my name isn't even spelled correct.
I understand that, but the person who endorsed these checks doesn't look like they're the same people. The one for $350 actually is yours, because I've compared that with the L. The L is sort of the same, even though you should work on your penmanship a little bit. Okay. So this is yours, and these 3 don't look as if they were written by the same person.
At the time that those were deposited, they were deposited in Richmond, Virginia, and I was at the time in Boston.
I don't know that.